Hello and welcome to Brandix Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent developments that have come about with regards to the Alien franchise. Now, I did do a video at Brandix Reviews recently for the BXR mailbag where somebody wrote in asking me to do a talk about the Alien films. So if you want to see that, you can do. It's just kind of my thoughts more than anything else, a bit of a retrospective. But at the end of the video, I was running out of time. I kind of skipped over films 3 and 4, so Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. I briefly touched upon them, and then even briefer mentioned the Alien 5 film that's kind of, we've had a lot of talk about that recently, so there's been a few more developments since then, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't mention those because this covers, these developments kind of cover all of that. They cover the new film and also Alien 3 and 4 because those films are kind of relevant to this discussion, so kind of a bit of a rambling intro there, but you'll see what I mean anyway as I'm talking about this. So let's put this into context. Neil Blomkamp, the film director that did most famously District 9, Elysium, and there's one that he's got coming out called Chappie as well, starring Sigourney Weaver, funnily enough. He took to Instagram, I believe it was around about the 1st of January this year, 2015, so about 2 months ago, posted some pictures of what he would do, concept pictures allegedly, that he... Well, I say allegedly, ones that he had done off his own back. From what I understand, he claimed he hadn't been commissioned to do it, he just did it. Of what he would do with the Alien franchise if he was making an Alien film. And we see this a lot of the time. We see things kind of leak online or just kind of get put out there as kind of, you know, what do you think about this film that we're not going to make? Fan reaction, if it's positive, you tend to find a month or so later, yep, we're doing that. They did that with Deadpool. They leaked this footage, this test footage, and the fan reaction was overwhelmingly positive. So then shortly after on, yep, we're going to do a Deadpool movie. So you kind of get a sense of that, and that's the vibe that I got when Neil Blomkamp released these pictures. It looked like he was basically trying to see what the reaction would be, and it was overwhelmingly positive. When I saw this stuff, it really kind of captured my imagination, and you can tell from the comments that it was getting that was overwhelmingly what it was doing across the internet. There were a lot of articles, a lot of things getting posted with headlines such as "The Alien film that you're not going to get to see, unfortunately," and "Neil Blomkamp, you have to make this Alien film, please bring the franchise back and do something positive with it." So, like I say, overwhelmingly, it was a positive reaction. That has to have influenced things. If the decision hadn't already been made to make this film, or maybe they just kind of needed a bit more assurance that there was a demand for this, that there was support for it out there in the film-going community. Well, there was, so it got announced, I think it was last week sometime, by Neil Blomkamp, who took to, I think it was Instagram again, and said, yeah, we are making this film, Alien 5, we're all go, and it's going to be separate to the Prometheus films that they're making. So, this is Alien 5. Prometheus was sort of a prequel to Alien. I mean, essentially it was a prequel, but it was its own thing, really. So it's quite a big thing at the moment, having franchises. I think Marvel kind of led the way with it, with having the kind of separate films like Iron Man and Thor. I mean, they're all superhero films, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they kind of tie them together. So there is a link, but they are separate at the same time. So that seems like what they're doing with the Alien franchise. You're going to have Prometheus and also Alien 5 and whatever they do after that as well, if they keep going with it. But the concept artwork that he released originally at the beginning of January was quite interesting. I'm not going to kind of show you here. I might edit them into the end of the video, but I'm sure you've already seen them. It's nothing new. It was, like I said, beginning of January. It was artwork with the Ellen Ripley character played by Sigourney Weaver, and also the Hicks, the Marine from Aliens, played by Michael Biehn. I don't know if I've pronounced his name right. But... yes, which is interesting because those two characters got killed off in Alien 3. Again, I'm going to mention Alien 3 and 4 later on. I'm going to get to why they're relevant. So, there's also other things like the derelict spaceship, or one of those ships. The one they kind of look like a horseshoe shape thing. It's the ship that you see in Prometheus, and it was in the original Alien film, the crashed ship. And... that is in a Weyland-Yutani warehouse in one of these pictures, and it just really looks just visually amazing. So I can really see them doing this. Neil Blomkamp, I've not seen that many of his films, but I've been impressed with just the visuals of them, even films that aren't even that good, like Elysium, really was very kind of middle of the road to me anyway, that's what I thought. But the actual visuals in the film and the technology that you kind of saw in that were great as well. So we've got that anyway, that whole side to it. So he announced that last week. So obviously the question was, well, this artwork that he's done, some of it's weird, but yeah, the artwork that he's done, it has Ripley in it particularly. So is she going to be reprising her role in this? Well, this morning I spotted on Facebook a post saying yes, she is going to be in this. And I always have doubts when I see things like that, because a lot of articles get posted. It's usually with a question mark at the end of it. So they're kind of making kind of saying something, spreading rumours basically, and a lot of the time these websites are full of adverts, it's just clickbait. So kind of cautiously look this up. It was on nerdist.com, which kind of got to the side here. But there was a video that was embedded in that, and it was a Sky Movies video on YouTube, which is now seems to have been disabled, so I can't show you any of it. But there was a video with Sigourney Weaver herself and Neil Blomkamp speaking in an interview about this, saying, obviously Sigourney Weaver saying, I am going to be in the new Alien film, and more kind of into what she was saying you're going to see more closure of the Ripley character, which you didn't really get in the other films, sadly. But interestingly, Neil Blomkamp as well said that this film is going to be a direct sequel to Aliens. So disregarding 3 and 4, then I guess I don't know quite how that's going to work. I don't know if I even want that to happen, because I liked Alien 3. I know a lot of people didn't, and I can certainly see why they didn't. Alien Resurrection, I can take it or leave. I wouldn't cry about that one, but I did like Alien 3. I thought it was a really good film, directed by David Fincher, who was a worthy candidate for a director in this series, because I mean, we had Ridley Scott in the first one, James Cameron in the second one, great film directors on and off. And then the third one, David Fincher. Well, he did films like Fight Club, Seven, Girl with Dragon Tattoo, Social Network, Gone Girl, many other really great films as well that I can't seem to... Those are the main ones that I can think of. But yeah, a great film director with a lot of films, great films in his background. So he was a worthy film director for number 3, and he did a great job with it, in my opinion, as well. And there's a lot of great moments in that. And the director's cut of that as well was very good. So yeah, like I said, disregarding those... Now, there's a number of ways that I guess they could do it, because this scenario reminds me, and I've read this online as well, others have made this point, that this scenario where you've got these 4 films and then there's a 5th film that is disregarding 3 and 4, that's what happened with Superman Returns in 2006, the one with, crap film, the one with Brandon Routh, but it was supposed to be a good film when we heard about it, and that film was essentially Superman 3 version 2, because they were writing out of continuity the 3rd and 4th film, which, to be fair, I mean, I think 3 and 4 were actually better than Superman Returns, as it turned out. That was a terrible film. I mean, 3 and 4 were pretty bad, but anyway, so that's kind of what they're doing with this. They're saying, well, this is really Alien 5, but then from the sound of it, it's going to be Alien 3 version 2. So there's a number of ways they can do this. 2 of the main ways that they can do this are, they could say that 3 and 4 were Ripley's hyper-sleep nightmare, I guess, and then she wakes up and it's like, yep, the events of Aliens have just happened. You've had this nightmare about going bald and dying and getting impregnated and then getting cloned and coming back, and there's a guy in a wheelchair, and Hellboy was there. That was all in your nightmare, so... now it's time for the new adventure, I guess. That's one way they could do that. I think that would be lame if they did that, though. That would really be lame. So if you're going to write out this, particularly the 3rd film, do it respectfully. But another way that they could do this is they could just say, they could do what they've done with other franchises, like the Terminator franchise with Star Trek, and with what else have they done it with? X-Men, Days of Future Past. They could just write out certain sequels and just say, well, there's a time travel intervention in this, so we will just go back to the point in the story, to a point where we kind of left it, where the film franchise went downhill after that. We'll just go back in time in the story and just kind of reboot the story from that point on. They could do that with this, and that would kind of make sense, because I mean, they've cloned Ripley to try to get the aliens back. That didn't really work, so they could say, well, now we've got time travel technology, we will just go back in time. I say we. if it was the Weyland-Yutani Corporation that's trying to get these aliens for biological weaponry, they could say, well, we'll just go back in time to a point when we know we can get access to these aliens, when we came close to getting it. We'll go back there and we'll not make the same mistakes. We'll grab them and, you know, just kind of go from there. So they could do that. That would work, and that would make sense. It has been done before, though. Like I say, that would kind of be the downside to that. It would just be a case of, oh, well, you just do what X-Men and Terminator and Star Trek did, just kind of rebooting by going some, you know, convoluted time travel reboot. So, but, you know, if you're going to do it, there's not really that many ways you can do this, because, like I say, if they're bringing Ripley back into this and Hicks, they have to, you know, do that. I mean, what Superman Returns did was they just disregarded 3 and 4. They didn't even try to explain it, which didn't really upset anybody. But then again, Superman Returns is crap, so who cares? But I don't think they would really do that. I don't think that they would just ignore 3 and 4, because particularly 3, like I say, it's got quite a following, not an overwhelming following, but yeah, I wouldn't want to see that film go out of continuity. So that's pretty much where it is anyway. Like I say, I don't know if you can access it, but it really was quite telling, the video on the Sky Movies thing on YouTube, where Sigourney Weaver was talking, and also Neil Blomkamp was talking, because he kind of got into it and he said, you know, I want this film to be the genetic twin or the genetic sibling to the first 2 Alien films, particularly a sequel for Aliens, because apparently Alien and Aliens are some of his favourite films, or his favourite films, I don't know. I know they are mine as well. I love those films. I watch them repeatedly, you know, at least once or twice a year I'll watch them. So yeah, we'll just see what comes of this. It's going to be quite an interesting thing. So don't really have much else to say. I mean, if you haven't seen the artwork for this concept artwork, it really is fascinating. There's some very weird stuff going on. He did kind of caption some of these as well, so it's not just pictures and you have to use your imagination what's going on. He did kind of put things with it to say this is what's kind of going on with it, and this is what you're looking at. There's an Alien Queen picture, which is really nice. There's also a very strange picture of Ripley wearing, it's been described as wearing the space jockey costume, kind of like we saw in Prometheus, but that's not what I see here in this. I mean, I'm seeing it's an alien. It's not a space jockey. It's a xenomorph. It's what's known as the Deacon alien, with, you know, the alien. It's not a space jockey. I mean, it's distinctively not that. So a lot of websites are saying that, but I don't know. I was kind of confused when I saw that. But yeah, all sorts of really fascinating stuff. I'm just kind of looking at it now, which really just captured my imagination. So if you've not seen those pictures, check them out. Like I said, I'm probably going to edit them into the end of this video, so if you want to see them, just kind of, I'll put them after the credits. I'll let the credits roll, and I'll just kind of roll them out after that. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. There's going to be plenty more developments, like I say, and this isn't to be confused with Prometheus, which they are doing those sequels as well. So very interesting to see where they're going to go with this. But I'll leave it there anyway. So if you haven't seen my Alien retrospective that I did last time, that was the mailbag. It wasn't the last video I did, it was the last one before this one that you're watching now. So it was posted a few days ago. So I did kind of talk about this briefly then, and I skipped over Alien 3 and 4 in that. But I've kind of rambled about those films here as well. So I guess that kind of makes up for that. Right, okay. So I'm going to leave it there. So Brand X Reviews, that's the website you can go to, where you can subscribe to us on YouTube, or you can just do it off this video. You can like our Facebook page and bookmark the website as well, because there's links to everything on the website as well, so it's all accessible on there. But I guess that's it. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.